Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome back to Rod's Garage. Today, I'm gonna do something different since I'm already done with the metal on the bus. It's the front end right there. So I got everything that I need. I got the adjusters. I got the bushings. Those bushings go in the tubes for the for the arms, for the torque arms. And then I have the plates that will take place of these of the mounts, actually mounts to the bus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna narrow the front end, and I'm gonna set it as an adjustable front end. Everything nowadays is like that, so I can, put the right height wherever I want it. And then after that, I'm gonna do the flip the spindles and convert to disc brakes. So a whole bunch of work is gonna go into this, but at the end of the day, it's gonna go and it's gonna look great. So I already have the brakes. I have the brakes, the kits, and everything. It's gonna have 944 brakes, Porsche 944 brakes, and it's gonna look rad. It's a lot of work, but never done it on this before. I've done Beetles. I've done tons of them. I probably 8 or 9 of them, and same principle, just bigger parts. But we'll see how we get there, because we have to strip the tubes, and get all this stripped out, and ensure that we got all the measurements and everything is level. So I think that's gonna be the only tricky part. But other than that should be all right. All right, so first thing first, what we gotta do, or what I'm gonna do, is the adjusters. This is the adjusters right here, and this is the main bolt that holds the leaves side to side, and locate it in the center. So what you do is you put this right here and weld it onto there, and then you cut this slit right here in the middle, and then you can go up and down and adjust it, and this right here is gonna clamp it where you want it. But before you weld it and put all this stuff on, this from the factory, this thing's got this dimples right here. You see, there's one, this three, there's another one there, so there should be one opposite here and one on the bottom. So I figure that I will have to drill those out. I'll drill those out, and I get that piece on the inside loose, so it can rotate back and forth. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. And I'm looking at this. I never done this before. It seems like this turning right here, this mount for the kingpin needs to come off, because there's got to be another 2 dimples behind this plate right here. So I really didn't want to do that, but I have to do it. It's a must. So yeah, it's getting complicated now. So I gotta take this off. So but anyways, I will drill this things out, and I will cut this mount out to get to it, and then drill them out, drill the dimples out. Then after that, I show you how to locate this. Should be fairly easy right there, and then weld it around it, and then you have an adjuster for your beam. All right, folks. Here you go. I did 3 cuts, one there, one on top, and one right there, and this thing just fell apart. See it? This is what it is. And then when I put it back, it's just gonna go right in place. You see it? It's very simple. and do the weldings back, and you should be okay. So at least I get to clean those cockroach eggs. No cocoon. Alright, so, and this is, you see, this is what I was talking about. Those are dimples right there. There's one right there. There's one right underneath there. So I had to do this to get to the dimples. There's no other way around it. All right. So next up, I already started drilling this. Drill that one. Let me get this ear. I got some earplugs on. Take them off. Probably screaming. So, like I said, 2 dimples on the back side of that. I drilled one here, drilled that one, and I drilled this one over here. So now let me drill the other 3 that I got left. All right, folks, this is all I'm doing. This is my drill press, but you could probably do this with a small drill press. I use 11 millimeter or 7/16 drill bit, and all you're doing is drilling out that dimple, trying to get to the end, so that way here you go. Just trying to get to the grease right there. It'll tell you when you're on the spot, because it'll go in. So that's all you're doing. You're drilling through those dimples, so that way the center piece can have movement back and forward. So now we're gonna go to the next step. So don't okay, we're back. All right, so next step is gonna be, you're gonna have to mark where you want your adjuster. So you can set it right in the middle, and then you will have adjustment up or down. And or you can set it all the way up here, and then you can only set the arms to lower, not to go high. And the problem with that is that, I'm gonna show you here. All right, this Beetle, whoever set the adjusters on them, they set them to lower the car and not to lift the car. So when you do drop spindles on it, you can only go low. So if you way too low, you cannot go up higher, because it's already set up for low. So me personally, well, I'm gonna do this ones, and if I put them right there, I'm only gonna set them to low, because if you see right here, if you see right here, it's opposite. So if it's down, that means you're lowering. If it's up, you're lifting the arms. So it'll lift that way, it'll lower that way. So right there will lift, and this way will lower. So what do you want to do? So right now they set up for original. This hole right here is the original hole. So you can set it back to original. But the problem, like I said before, when you do drop spindles, you cannot go original. You can only go the drop spindle in the 3 inches minus. So I'll recommend, if you're gonna do it, just give it a little down a little, so you can lift some and you can lower as well. So that is my take on this, and you do it however you want to do it, but this right here is how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go that I could go up higher if I want to, some, and then because of the drop spindles I have, and then I'm gonna go lower with the drop spindles, so it's gonna be low enough. if you have bags and all this stuff, that doesn't apply to you. This only applies if you don't have bags, okay? All right, so all right, here we go. Let's mark. Very simple notches. So all I gotta do is just cut that excess, and then hopefully this will make it where it's gonna go up and down. All right, let me get to folks. Here it is. There is a trick to do this, because if you don't knock the holder that is there, you can barely see it. Let me get the flashlight right here. You see it? Okay. Right there. Right there. That right in there holds the springs, right? It holds the springs, and that's what keeps it in place, right? So they don't rotate back and forth. So if you don't knock it out of the way, you're gonna mess it up. So I found an easy way to do it. All right, I got an old axle right here. On that, let me get my glove on. Hold that. All right, so have an old axle right here. I'm gonna stick it through here, through the end of it. All right, and then we're just gonna bang it. We're gonna bang it in. You can see the axle right there. Right there. Let me get the flashlight again. You see the axle right there. So you just hit it back in place. You just get it right there after you cut it, and that's it. You don't need anything else. So let's see. So hopefully you don't damage anything. I don't think anything's gonna get damaged. And you just gotta bang it back into there, and then set your adjuster where you want it, and then you can set your adjusters. It's just cut already. You set it, you weld it. Oops. You set it, you weld it, and then you just grind the excess on the inside of the hole, and you're golden. Now you got an adjustable front end on your Volkswagen bus. All right, so let me get this done. All right, folks, this is how she looks. All right, so after you bang that piece back and it's lined up, you just put your adjuster. All right, you locate, and then you just put your adjusting screw. I'll hold tight. I have this glove on. All right, and you set up your adjusting screw just like that one. And a little tricky, but if it's done right, it should go. I'm not left-handed. All right, here we go. A finger tight, and now you locate where your hole. Let me get this light. You locate where your hole is, and you shouldn't have a problem, because now you have all that adjustment back and forth. You see this one is a little off. It could be a little off, and then let me, right there. Oops. You see? So now we're gonna locate it exactly where you want it. We're gonna tighten it down, the adjuster right here, and then we're gonna weld on the sides, right here and right here, all four sides, you know. And that's about it. That takes care of the adjusting part of the beam. And man, I'm telling you, this guy's wagon was air cooled the fab. These guys are charging buku money for this stuff. This is just crazy. Thousands of dollars, you know, for just a narrow beam. And then for adjustable beam and narrow beam, you're paying $12 to 15, sometimes $1,800 for something like this. Me personally, I think it's outrageous. But, you know, more power to them if they know how to do it. All right, guys. All right, folks, here it is. I did a bit of TIG welding because my MIG wire just ran out. So, golly, let's see. There you go. It turned out pretty good. Looks solid. It is solid, actually. When you fuse two metals together, it's very solid. So, I'm not a professional TIG welder, but man, that came out pretty nice. It's good when you have plenty of metal to put some heat. Let me flip this thing around so you can look at it. There you go. There you go. That's the adjusters. So now we have adjusters to adjust the up and down height on the right height. So, and I'm very proud because the people charging a lot of money for this. So there it is. All right, let me keep on going. Now that we moved from the adjusters, we're gonna move to the plates, side plates. So these things need to come completely off. This thing. So how I'm gonna do it? I thought about it, and I was gonna leave a little piece and all this stuff over here, leave a little, you know, a little connection, all this stuff, and then put it on. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna leave one side without touching. I'm just gonna leave it like it is, not touch or nothing. And then I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna clean all this side out completely, all the tube and everything, clean it all off, and then cut the ends, at least the ends right here. I'm gonna cut those off, and so I can slide that out, and I can slide the new plate in. And then after all that is cleaned out and everything, I'm gonna put it in on the bus frame. I'm gonna tighten it down this side, tighten down this side, and then put the plate on this side and get it all where it's supposed to be and tack it. So I'll tack that side, get it all nice and tacked, 4 tacks so it won't move. And then after that, I can take it off and finish welding. And then when that one is completely solid welded, then I'm gonna move to the other side. And that's how I'm gonna do this. I thought about it, and I think that's the best way to do it. All right, so let's get to it. Well, folks, this is how it looks like. That was a ugly cut, but that's fine because that's gonna go to waste anyways. And that's the other side right there. So what I'm gonna do now is I gotta go in there and take those bearings out, because there's some bearings right there for the arms, for those torsion arms in the front. There's a bearing right in the front, and then there's a bearing right here. You take those out and put those bushings in, and that'll take care of that. So I'm just gonna break them with the long rod and a hammer or something. I'm just gonna bust them. All right. Well, folks, since I'm here doing these plates, I'm gonna do something that everybody's doing now with the beams. I don't have it done on mine, but on this one right here, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drill a hole right here, and a drill hole right here so I can use it for tie down point instead of wrapping the strap around the axle. You're just gonna have a hole here that you can just clamp your hooks to, and very convenient. I've seen it on the new ones from Wagon West and Dub Fab and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna drill a hole. Probably this is about 1.5 inches, something like that. Yep, 1.5 inches, little hole right here, and then I've just hooked my strap to that. All right, just want to show you that. And so here it is, guys. This is the side, the original side, not taken off, and then this is how it's going to look on this side. There you go. So you see I drilled a little hole right here so that way I can hook like straps, ratchet straps and stuff like that. Anyways, it's looking good. So now I have to tack it around the area, tack it here, tack it here. Good tacks, 4 or 5 little good tack each pipe. And then after that is done, I gotta take it out and weld it solid. I weld the whole thing solid. There's a little play, so I guess they make it a little bigger. So I'm gonna center the 2 pipes so they can look symmetrical. So, but other than that, it looks really good. It lined up really nice. So let me go ahead and get it tacked. All right, folks, welcome back to Ross Garage. This is day 2 of fabrication. I had to take a little break because I had to go and help a buddy of mine in his vehicle. So I just put a time lapse to show you that I cut the end there. So what I did was I made a bigger hole back here. Whoops. Let me show you right here. So I made a bigger hole in the back. Bigger hole in the back over here. And then a smaller hole in the front. And then smaller hole in the front. And then just I banged it out. So it came out not too hard. So if people wondering about this beam, this beam came out of that's the original one for the 66, and so I have it out. I did adjusters on it. Might as well just go ahead and do a narrow on it because I really want those tires to go inside the fender and not sticking out. So it's going to give me a little bit of room to lower it a little more. So anyways, if you're wondering, this right here was rusted out in the back. So it made, I think it's a little heavy. It made sense. It made sense to take it off because here in the back, all this stuff right here, half of this hole, you can tell, you see, oh, right there. You can tell that was rusted out completely. It was weak. So, and the other side was the same. So I just went ahead and decided to do this because it was the best course of action. So if you see the metal here, it's really thick. You see, and then you come over here, it's really, really thin metal. And then you have to put a lot of welding to get this back to where it's supposed to be. So I just decided to go ahead and knock it out. So, okay, another thing I have to do was cut the end of the sleeve. So I cut with my plasma around it, and then after I cut, I went with my grinder and cut the end right here, and then just slide off the sleeve. Let me show you. Okay, this is the sleeve that goes here, right there, and then just cut it off and slide it out. Also, I had to cut the ends where the bearings are. Let me show you that as well, right there. So right here, that's where the bearings go. So you just cut that because you don't need that anymore if you're gonna do a narrow. That's the bearings. This ones were not bad, but they weren't good. So, and then this bearing, and then the bearing that I just knocked in is gonna get replaced, like I said before, by this bushing right here. So this bushing is gonna go inside there, like so, all the way in. So that's why you gotta drive. If you don't have a puller to get that bushing from the inside, you have to drive it in. Just drive it in all the way that you can, and then so you have room to put your bushing to. You see, the bushing will go fine, and it'll be tight. It is tight. And then, anyway, so I'll get it in a second. So that bushing will go there, and then your arms and stuff like that, torque arms. So that's where we at on this. Just a little update because I had a break. And I know it's gonna be a long video. Hey, also, let me see. Let me check. If anybody wants the bushings at the end, those bushings right there, I'm gonna take them out. And then if anybody wants them, just let me know. You pay for shipping, I'll send them to you. So I don't need them because I wouldn't need them anymore. All right. So what's left? Next, I gotta put this back on the bus and get the bolts, tighten it down, and then come put the next plate over, put the bolts, and then tack it in place, bring it to the table, and weld it solid. So I got some MIG wire, so I'm gonna finish it off with MIG. I like MIG better. It's not that I like better. I'm better at MIG than TIG. So for a cleaner job, I think I'll go with MIG. Anyways, so let's get to it. All right, folks, here is the beam. It is completed. This portion of it is completed. So I cleaned that off. I got all the spacing, a little bit of grease, all the spacing I needed. So they're symmetrical, and there it is. And that's about 4 inch about a 4-inch narrow in the front. And I think we're gonna live with that. Next up, it's we're gonna paint it, and we're gonna put it away, and then we're gonna put the slip the bushings. After the bushings, we need to clean the arms, and then after we clean the arms and everything, we got to get the lease the torsion springs, and get them in there, and then mark them because we have to drill them. We have to drill them out to get the to get them to go in, and then after that, we'll cut them, tighten them down, and then start putting them back together, and then we got to cut the tie rods, but that's a little later after we do the flip spindles. Okay, so we're almost done with the beam. All right. Well, folks, this right here is the next step. It's my bud Odie right there. So after you do the narrowing and the adjustable, you have to cut your leaves, torsion leaves. So the torsion leaves goes from one side to another. One side to another comes out here, and that's what gives you your suspension, and it holds the truck up. So what you got to do is you got to mark them. So you have to locate them. You have to put the 3 main leaves in. That's the ones that you can see here. And there's a champ right there. And then this bolt right here is gonna go in and it's gonna secure it in place. We're gonna locate it right in the center of the two. Right there, should be right there. And you can see it. And then we're gonna locate them and we're gonna tighten them up. And then after we do that, we're gonna come and we're gonna put the ends. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So let me get a Allen wrench. We're gonna tighten down this bolt here. And what this is gonna do is locate the center, the very center of the, that's hard, one here. It's gonna locate the very center of the leaves. All right, so now this is all the way in, and we got to get this one right here. It has a cap, so you gotta take that cap off, so it'll come out like that. It's kind of like a dust cap, and then after you cut it, you can put the dust cap back on there. So easy, simple. You get a 10-inch extension and just whack it. There you go. It came off. Just a cap. Just a little cap. So now after you have your cap, take your screw, your set screw out. Your set screw. And you're gonna place your arm in there, and it's gonna locate itself right there. All right, so it's located now. So now what we got to do is we have to mark them, and then after you mark them, you have to drill them. So there is a special drill bit you have to use for this, and it looks just like this one right here. You see it? This is I think it's a 25 degree angle, something like that. Let me see. It's okay, I can't see. All right, let me get the light right here. So So it says that is, oh Jesus. All right, so it's a 3/8 90 degrees cut. So it's a 90-degree cut on a 3/8 shank. And then you have to drill the leaves right here. You have to drill them right there to locate and get them in place. So it's just the same thing you do here. All right, so let's get to it. Well, folks, after you drill that hole that you need to drill, or that set hole, you need to cut it so you get the same distance and you cut it. So you got to get the same distance right here. So you cut it right here, and then so that way it'll fit, because you had to cut. And that will be done with the if you have a 63 or 64 to 67 bus, you will have a sleeve right there, extra sleeve for the outer bearing. They made the bearing bigger, so you have this extra sleeve. So you if you have, if you're gonna use this bushings right here, make sure you get them from 55 to 63, because they're thicker and they're better. They just fit better, a lot better. So and if you get the 63 55 to 63, you will need to take that sleeve off. So 55 to 63, take sleeve off. 64, 67, don't have to take the sleeve off, but I purchased one and it just doesn't work. It's too flimsy. So Wagon West recommends the 55 to 63, so go with that one. Take the sleeve off. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome back to Ross Garage. Hey, here we got the final end product. I got everything good and tight, painted, and it turned out really nice. Actually, we got the adjusters. We have the bushings. We cut the torsion leaves, and we had to cut a little bit of this right here, because it sticks out out here. And then if you look, then it'll be the hold on a second, where's the camera? Here, right there. So then when you put the shock, it's gonna be really close to the plate. So if you just went around here and took a little bit with the grinder around, or you see that right there, that is a pin, a through pin. You can hit that pin out, take this out, this stud out, cut it, put it back in there, and cut it to length. So I didn't want to do that because I'm not gonna drop this too much, so it's not gonna hit anything. I just wanted the shock to be a little closer to the outside edge there. So I didn't want to set it cockeyed. So anyways, right now, right there, we got plenty of room. I got the research. I got everything on. Everything is painted, and it looks really nice. Follow my community at Ross VW Garage, and that's at Facebook. All right, so It's been a pleasure. I know it's a long video, but I think I put everything that I know that it could go wrong. I got it set, and hopefully if you do it, you don't have any problems. First of all, you got to get the tools and stuff like that, but other than that, I don't think you need a whole bunch of skills to do this. I think you need to do, willing to get it done. That's all it is. So other than that, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching the video. Please forward it, share it, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.